When we're live.
And we're live.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes the best way to open is just to see us
Random
in
banter?
our
Yeah,
natural
sure.
state here, and just this is where bantering.
And another thing about my least favorite ethnicity. Oh, hey, everybody.
That's the way. That's how we're gonna intro everything now. Oh, hey, what's up? How you guys doing? And
I'm good.
That's it. How are you guys doing?
Oh yeah, no, pretty good. I'm looking forward to drafting ECW. Talking, reliving ECW.
ECW.
ECW. Huh?
Yeah, so my first pick is Ezekiel Jackson. Oh no,
Yeah, right.
Yoshitatsu, please.
Yes.
Nope. Wait, is it too soon to say DJ Gabriel?
Kevin Thorne. All right, there we go. I
2007,
draft the ECW zombie.
I will
I
draft
draft
Ariel.
I draft
Call me
Colin
Shelly
Delaney.
Martinez.
Yeah.
I want
Colin
Taz
Delaney's still
on
working.
commentary.
He's still
Hell
working.
yeah.
He's been on
He's got
Dark
some
a few times.
darks. Yeah. He just did his first ever no ring death match. That's a thing.
Yeah. Is that Bloodsport? Well, Bloodsport does that.
Oh, no, that's no ropes. They're still in a ring.
Is it like that bar wrestling where they just
like
wrestle on the
it's like
bar?
that bullshit no piece underground. Yeah, there's just no ring, and they're just
that's weird.
Everybody has matches where they hit each other with light tubes. I'm not personally a fan.
I'm not a fan of that because I think for to have wrestling, you need to at least have a ring. Personally, at least,
and not every match be the same. Yeah,
because then what else do you do? It's all false count anywhere, just nothing. Yeah, I don't know.
It's 6 to 7 matches of the same shit. Yeah.
That sounds like WCW Backstage Assault for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I have several friends that are mad at me now because I have friends that do that.
What a horrible game! What a horrible game that I probably put 30 hours into.
Hey, you wrestling fans! Here's a game. Oh, cool! There's no ring. What?
Yeah. What?
Who are you catering to?
It's a fighting game.
Hey, ECW had 2 games.
Yeah, and that was very much a reskin of Attitude.
Yeah, the same Acclaim. Yeah,
unfortunately,
reskinned. Yeah,
I like the second one. The second one that went kind of ham. They had like what? It wasn't Inferno. Like, what was the
Brimstone match? It was a Brimstone match where you tossed them over the ring and there was like lava and they burned alive. Yeah, that was a match in Anarchy Rules.
And somehow they came back to life.
Yeah,
because wrestling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely owned both. Well, I owned every video game back in the day.
Sure. Justice for WCW versus the World, underrated game.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the precursor to Even No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy.
All right, next week we're drafting wrestling video games. All right, go.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I just named 3 frontrunners.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take SmackDown versus Raw 2006,
2007. Here Comes the Pain.
I'll take No Mercy.
I'll take WCW Revenge. Yeah.
I'll take
what was the horrible one? Is it 19? What's the botched game?
Oh, the one.
Oh, the 2K20.
Yeah. 2K20. Okay.
It's a botch
Makes
game.
sense that 2K20 is the one that's not.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It wasn't a great year.
Raw on the Xbox is pretty bad.
Yeah, that sucked too because I was an Xbox guy before PlayStation guy. I was like, God damn.
Nitro and Thunder games weren't great, but the menus were amazing. When the character select screens, it was just them cutting promos. Kevin Nash has the best one where he's just like, pick me, don't pick me, I don't give a fuck, like whatever. Like he's just like, I don't care.
Is it Attitude also has videos if you have the PlayStation?
Yeah.
And Ahmed Johnson's is great. Look it up on YouTube. You have no idea what he's saying.
I think it's
Warzone
or something. He's like,
they would have cutscenes when they would challenge you, and it would be a cutscene just yeah, it was silly.
But I liked on the I think it was the WCW time again, like that they had such a big roster. But a lot of the roster was just the staff of the game. It's like they're just random characters.
It's like on WC Revenge, you could be like Doug Dillinger. Like, who would pick Doug Dillinger? Nobody gives a shit. Anyways, that's our tangent for the evening. On our video game memories.
So in the end, we're going for a 7-match card. That makes sense, right?
I mean, you could do 7 or 8, whatever. You know, it might depend on if you have a
can't do 8
multi-man
unless you have
match.
no tags. Unless you have no tags, it's got to be
You could
7.
do no tags, but you know, if you
Alright.
don't draft any tag teams, but yeah, roughly 7-ish.
Alright.
You know, but you know, it might just depend on who you draft, how many of you draft. You know, you can do a 3-way, you can do a 4-way, whatever.
Yeah.
But
no.
Yeah. No, get back to the subject of the evening. Yes, 18 picks tonight for ECW. Anybody, and this is the original run ECW, not WWECW, as we kind of jokingly refer.
We're not
to
on the Sci-Fi Network. We're on
not
TNN.
on Sci-Fi. We're on TNN. We're on Fox Sports Net. We're on you know, whatever else other networks.
DVD, pay-per-view, VHS.
Public access in New York. You know, whatever. So yeah, basically from 1992 Eastern Championship Wrestling all the way to 2001 Guilty as Charged, their final pay-per-view. 18 picks, 17 wrestlers or tag team picks, and then 1 pick for a manager/valet. But if you want to do an extra manager valet pick in for one of your wrestlers, I'm okay with that. So if anyone wants to sub in one of those as well, you can certainly do that, or draft them as a wrestler, you know, whatever. But yeah, 18 picks total. So yeah, we'll be scraping through most of the roster doing this. I have a feeling once I start doing my research. Not as extensive as a WWE roster, WCW roster, even an indie roster to a degree. You know, it's going to be interesting. We can even do a Ring of Honor roster or something. You know, we can do a Ring of Honor. Oh yeah. Let's go way back in the time machine for that one.
Jordan, all you have to do is win the next predictions contest and then be easily swayed by Austin.
By me.
Which is kind of how this came across. Because Richie won the predictions because he just got super lucky.
And then I incepted the idea into his head, like the elephant, like the pink elephant, and he just went with it.
What I'll do is when it comes to extreme to elimination chamber predictions, I won't be here because apparently that serves me well. If I'm not on stream
Richie,
and I just predict.
You shouldn't show up to any predictions anymore.
Just submit them all to me. I'll read them for you, so I'll technically kind of win, but you'll still win. That sounds good.
Don't do just everything you want to pick the opposite. Give us a chance.
Yeah. Sure.
Those two up there, they've won. Me and Austin, we haven't.
Wrestling's predictable, guys. Just go.
I did.
Get on our level.
We all predicted the same thing. You just got lucky with that darn wheel.
Yeah. You got lucky with your numbers, bro.
Which is funny because I definitely was like, I actually didn't want those numbers, and I was like, yeah, that backfired.
You know, they went to the well of the bookended, 1 to 30 because that's boring. And you just got lucky with that one, Richie. But regardless of that,
road number 30. Number 30 should be like a surprise. Like, oh my goodness, who's coming out? Not, oh hey, Cody's next.
Cody's here.
Yeah.
And it should be the winner.
Anyway, speaking of the number 1 pick, Jordan has the number 1 pick. We are in order. Jordan, Richie, myself, Austin. It's a snake draft. So Austin will have 2 picks. We'll snake back around. Jordan will have 2 picks. So on and so forth until we all have 18 picks. Next week, you will see the cards that we have put together, as well as those Elimination Chamber predictions, because Elimination Chamber is next Saturday. So sorry, Richie, you will be there for the predictions, so we have a chance. But let's get it started. Jordan, what is your first overall pick?
All right, lots of good options to go here for the ECW roster, especially if you're going first. But let's just say my first pick is one of a kind. I gotta go with the longest reigning TV champion, Rob Van Dam. If I got an ECW pay-per-view, I gotta have him on there, and luckily I was able to do that.
You gotta have Mr. Pay-per-view, Rob Van Dam.
Mr. PPV.
Yeah.
I was counting that. Okay, he won't pick it first. I can do it. No, you got it.
I guess it was your second choice, Richie.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with this person. Hopefully, the other person got my mind comes back around. I also think at ECW, who is a mainstay, who's one of the more successful people in ECW. You think and a great announcer. I'm gonna go Taz.
Taz, all right.
Taz
Taz with one Z in ECW, not two.
Yeah, or Tasmaniac, whatever you want.
Tasmaniac, yeah.
Well, which one do you want, Richie? Be specific.
Taz.
Okay.
The human suplex machine Taz. Yeah. All right, Jacob Barber. Those are good picks. Those are good openers. They're both staples of the faces of ECW for sure. So, all right, Jacob.
Yeah. So I have a list of people, but they are not in an order. So because I am not an ECW guy.
ECW.
You
Did not
don't
watch
say.
it very much growing up. Don't watch much of it, looking back. But I do know
Go ahead, pick
that
Chili.
one of the greatest tag teams to ever do it, were a big
fuck.
part of ECW.
God
Which is
damn
why
it.
I'm taking the Dudleys.
There you go. Hey, that's a good first
Yeah.
pick. That's a good first pick, man. It really is.
Yeah, you know what? For once in a draft, a tag team going first makes total sense.
That makes a lot of sense because they were definitely the most successful tag team to ever come out
Hoping
of there,
everyone
so.
goes singles, and I could do that for
Yeah.
round two.
Yeah. That's a good pick. All right. So I picked number 4 for a reason when we spun the wheel because my picks are very strategic. And you'll see why in a second when I draft Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka.
I wonder what you're going to do for your card.
I wonder what I'm going to do.
Are they going to be a tag
So
team?
Mike Awesome.
No, Mike Awesome followed by
Okay.
Masato Tanaka.
Mike Awesome managed by him. I know you did. I know you did.
Yeah. So sorry to anybody thinking about that, but that was my strategy. So there you go. No, those are my 2 picks, not as a tag team. Although, I think they might have tagged once in FMW or something, but yeah, no, ECW, they were definitely rivals. So yes.
All right. I just want to ensure that I get a great tag team match. So I'm going back-to-back tag teams. And again, this is all based off what I've read online. So you guys can say, "Oh, that's not a great pick. That match has been done to death." I don't know. I just know that I'm taking Public Enemy with my.
Fuck you. Oh god,
next pick.
no.
Okay. I think they did, but it wasn't the iteration you think it was, Jacob. Because I think that when they faced the Dudleys, it was the first iteration of the Dudleys with Dudley and Dances with Dudley for the most part. Because they came in, they were leaving around the time Bubba Ray and Devon were kind of introduced to the Dudleys. But it's obviously a fantasy card, so you certainly can put Rocco Rock and Johnny Grunge versus Devon and Bubba Ray for sure. So. All right, Richie.
All right. I mean, part of me, I feel like the tag teams are going to go because it's so that I need tag, but no, I'm going to put that aside for that. I will go with a guy who teamed with Taz and WWE. Didn't last very long. I'm going to go Raven.
Raven, okay. Raven, a guy who wouldn't go high in a WWE draft, but in an ECW draft. One of the higher picks. Oddly enough, right? kind of how some of these guys were mistreated in other promotions. But yeah, here definitely.
All right. So Jordan back to back.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go for my tag teams because I don't want them taken before I can get to them. So I'm gonna go back-to-back tag teams.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have none.
Yeah, Caleb. You can have a fun one, but it won't be a banger like mine. And this is going to be a fantasy match because I doubt this happened time frame wise. Impact players, just Incredible Lance Storm as a tag team, and they are again. This is just obvious spoilers. Yeah. I'm going to take the Eliminators in.
My god!
Oh, there you go.
Because that sounds like a match that we unfortunately never got. It could have been awesome.
Yeah, we didn't. The Eliminators, faced the Dudleys. They faced a lot of those tag teams around 96 or so. Right in that middle spot. But yeah, they didn't hang around long enough to face the Impact players. But yeah.
So that sounds like a juicy one. I'll take.
Those are good picks.
You got some tag team options, Richie.
That's okay. I have a personal favorite tag team I might draft, just so we'll get there.
Probably get that. Man, that was annoying because if I had to pick 2 tag teams, those are the ones in my head. Anyway, but anyway, I'm again might not be it's a bit strategic because then you can't do this match. That's classic. I'm just My third pick, Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn, yeah. There you go.
I was hoping no one would take him. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I got RVD.
Because now you can't have RVD and Lynn. Yeah, the classic.
That was a fuck you for me. So
right. Hey, it's the beauty of a draft. All right, yeah, Jerry Lynn's a good pick. The new effing show, Jerry Lynn. Yeah, there you go. All right, Jacob.
I will take a guy who's still going today, Tommy Dreamer.
Okay. Tommy Dreamer. I dug deep for the tag team, so I'm not desperate for him. I got some ones I like. So I'll wait a little longer on that one. But yeah, Tommy Dreamer's a good pick. Sorry, I'm just marking that off my personal note list, so it's not there anymore. Put a little star by each one of these. All right, I'm gonna go with. So I got a double pick, right? I'm going to take a personal favorite guy who I think, again, was kind of mistreated everywhere else, but in ECW he was a star. I'm going to take Tajiri.
Nice.
Because damn if he was a star in ECW. He's fucking great. So Tajiri would be my first pick, and then I will take Cactus Jack.
That was my next pick.
By himself, all right.
You wanna rethink?
Just by himself.
Cactus Jack. Time.
Nope, Cactus Jack is my pick. Mick Foley himself, yep.
Okay, that's fine. One of the few matches from ECW that I absolutely love and I go back to a lot is a match between Taz and a certain big man. And so I'm going to take that big man because I think he's great. I'm going to take Bam Bam Bigelow.
It would have been one of mine, yeah. Bam Bam. Yeah, he was. They actually used him as a really good big man in ECW. They treated his size properly and treated him as a giant. So yeah, he had some good stuff there. That's a good pick. All right, Bam Bam Bigelow to Jacob. Back to Richie.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again similar to maybe the Impact. I'm going to use a faction, but as a tag team because there's a lot of people that you can use as a tag team. I'm going to use the triple threat, Benoit and Dean Malenko.
Okay. Benoit and Malenko as a tag team?
Yeah.
All right. Triple threat. All right. 2 more picks to JPO. But you took Benoit Malenko as a tag team.
Let me point up to the sky for my next pick. The homicidal, genocidal, suicidal, Sabu. I will be taking scars and I'll get that blue. And up next, I'm gonna take the last champion, Rhino.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. Damn it! Damn you! Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Again, another guy that was just kind of a mid-card guy, but boy, was he a monster in ECW, and they treated him as such, man. They treated him like a real threat. So, I loved watching.
He's kind of their last major star in push.
Yeah, real big new star. Yeah, and especially in 2000, yeah, they really pushed him as a big star. So, yeah, that's a good pick. Rhino's good. All right, back to Richie.
Yeah. Again, this guy's still on the board, so I'm gonna try and take him. I'm gonna go Sandman.
Sandman.
I thought about it because what an entrance. I just don't want to book him in a match.
No, he's not a great wrestler. I don't look at that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to book him in a match. Just book him to come out of the crowd, hit somebody with a kendo stick.
That is true.
Yeah, you can book him in a run.
That is how you could book him. Yeah.
Well, there's another guy you can definitely book as a run-in if you need to catch my drift. We'll see. Yeah, Jacob.
Yeah. Back in ECW, this guy probably wasn't considered, in consideration for the greatest of all time, but he definitely is now. I'm taking Chris Jericho.
All right. Chris Jericho. Excellent. All right. Yeah, Chris Jericho's a good pick. Where the hell is he on my list so I can mark him off? All right, there he is. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I feel like I need to, continue to try to pair people up, so they can have good, fun matches. All right, I could do that. My next pick will be Terry Funk.
Damn it.
I was thinking about it.
Bad.
Okay. And then for my other pick,
Forever.
a guy that unbelievably is still working today and still great, Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka.
Yeah.
All right.
Weird mad spunk in Mysterio, bro.
I know, yeah, that's going to be a real barn burner.
Well.
He's a good base. Come on. All right, back to Jacob.
I'll see your Mysterio, and I'll raise you a Guerrero.
Oh, there you go. All right,
Taking
Eddie.
Okay, I see what. So, all right.
Yeah.
Bringing all the WWF guys. Cool.
Hey,
Or I just want to see Jericho and Guerrero one more time.
you could.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, sure. Lionheart versus Eddie. Yeah. All right, Richie.
I'm gonna pick another guy I think is underrated who had his probably had his best run in ECW. And I think I think the dude also got mistreated in WWE. I'm gonna go Super Crazy.
Super Crazy, yeah.
He's crazy. He's super crazy.
Yeah, he definitely in ECW wasn't riding lawnmowers, that's for sure. Yeah, no, they treated him like a star. He was definitely a star. All right, Super Crazy to Richie. JPO, another double.
Alrighty, let me see what I want to do here. Okay.
I don't like that laugh. Okay.
No, I'm just thinking this through. I'm gonna take the king of old school, Steve Corino.
Okay.
Another kind of late star that they pushed, kind of the second half of 2000. But yeah, he was starting to really on the rise. If they lasted another year, he would have been a much bigger star.
And up next, I'm gonna take Cody's dad, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, he was. People
well, they go together. That's for sure in ECW. Yeah. All right. Dusty Rhodes, Steve Corino. All right, Richie, you're number 7.
All right. I'm gonna go for another tag team. I'm going to go for the hardcore chair swinging freaks, Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten.
Okay. Balls and Axel.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Balls Mahoney. Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten is who.
I may or may not still be looking people up.
Yeah, right.
I am too a little bit.
I don't need to. I got a big long list in my note app. I'm just marking them off. Everybody's picks.
I know. Now I'm just looking for random people. I just want one of those random picks. Hey,
I told y'all to do some research on this one, man. It's gonna be something.
No, are we going we're going all the way back to 93? You said, right?
Oh yeah, you can go back to Eastern Championship Wrestling. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. You might get into those one-off appearances eventually. So, but Jacob, you still got number 7 coming up.
Yeah. I'm looking. You know what? He's gonna come out. Maybe all he does is just cut a promo, but he's gonna do something on the show. Steve Austin.
You can have him wrestle. He's a good wrestler.
He does some wrestles too there, Jacob. I don't know if you
he does.
How often did he wrestle in ECW though?
Quite a bit, actually. Pretty much all of 1995 and in 1996. Yeah, before he went back to WWF.
Because I guess I didn't watch it. All I saw.
No, he didn't wrestle much at all.
Yeah, because all they
he
showed
was around. He was around though. He was around.
That's why I think Jacob was saying he cuts promos.
Yeah. All they showed on his his DVD special, the throughout his career was him just talking. So I didn't know if he actually
wrestled. Yeah, he wrestled.
He wrestled twice.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew he was around, but
Paul Heyman wanted to put the belt on him, and Steve said no. So
he was one of the transitional guys between WCW and WWF.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, all right. I think it's time I get some tag teams going because I've got enough of roster, options here where I can dig into the mid card a little bit.
Everyone
So,
steal all the other luchadors. So he's
yeah, right. There's plenty of them still left. I'll take the FBI, specifically Little Guido and Tony Mamaluca.
Damn it! The Italian name was mad. You got there.
Yeah.
Little Guido and who?
And Tony Mamaluca.
Tony Mamaluca.
Tony Mama Luke.
Mamaluca, yeah.
Yeah, Jacob does not know ECW.
Oh, that's just a cool Mama Luke.
Yeah, Tony Mamaluca. Yeah, he was around for a while. He was in Honor for a little while with Sal Renaro. Yeah, he's working.
No, little Guido was on my list. I was.
Yeah, Guido and Mamaluca. Yeah, so Guido was a consideration for singles, but I'm gonna go FBI and go tag.
And I think after ECW on Sci-Fi, they owned Mamaluca, so he was Tony Luke in TNA for a minute.
Oh, yeah,
he was in that hardcore justice thing. I think he was Tony. He came out to Tony Luke, and they just danced. It was weird.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's what he's dance sauce.
And I'll take another tag team. I'll take a tag team I actually really, really like, and they're a lot of fun. And they were the last tag team champions. I'm going to take Danny Doring and Roadkill.
I was going to say that's a match right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a match right there that I'm probably going to do. So, yeah.
There's a good story that's also their WWF tryout match, but they did too much and were too entertaining that the agents were actually
too entertaining. Yeah, what a stupid thing. This guy was too over with the crowd, and they got too over. We can't hire them.
Yeah.
How dare
that's the story. The agents were mad that they did too much and were over in a pre-show.
If you go watch Guilty as Charged 2001, they are super over at the Hammerstein that night, like super over. No, so they definitely would have been even bigger stars had ECW lasted again another year or two. All right, back to Jacob.
All right. Sometimes when you're making these cards, you need star power. And
this guy, 3 former WWF World Champions.
Yeah. And I'm going to this. It's on here. You guys can shut me down if you want because it's under it's called Terry Funk's WrestleFest from '97. Is that
no?
Is that not an ECW thing?
I wouldn't count that. Well, who is it?
It was because
Well, just tell me who it is. I'll tell you if it counts.
Who is it? Yeah, who is it?
The main event was Bret Hart versus Terry Funk. So
no.
That's a special because Funk was retiring and they let everyone work it.
No, yeah.
Right, well, because it's on the page. It's with all the other ECW events.
He was not an ECW wrestler.
That's why I wanted to check.
Because at the one show we'd probably veto.
No, I'd veto that.
Well, in that case, I'll go Too Cold Scorpio.
That's fine. Good. That is eligible. Yes,
that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick because he's a damn good worker. Even to this day, he's still a damn good worker.
He's another guy like a lot of people out were like he's gonna rule WWF. Oh, never mind.
No, Flash Funk did not rule WWF. Yeah. Again, what a cool name. Why would you just let him get Too Cold Scorpio? That's an awesome name. And
he had in the Job Squad. He was in Scorpio for a minute.
Yeah. It's frustrating. Another frustrating one. Richie, all right, yeah, Too Cold Scorpio is a good pick. Richie, what do you got?
Just because I got another idea, I'll get another tag team. I'll go the Gangsters,
New Jack
and Mustafa Saeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was alluding to that you could book New Jack and then just have him come out and kill everybody at the end of the match, which is the most entertaining ever stuff he has. They would hit his music and just come out and kill everybody with weapons, mostly jobbers. So yeah, but it was always a lot of fun. But yeah, but they were definitely a fun tag team in 1996, 95, 96. These pens are very cheap. All right, let's get things like 30 of them in this jar because they don't last very long. All right. And Jacob, it's gangstas, not gangsters.
Gangstas.
Gangstas.
I know.
New Jack himself would hit you with something if you said gangsters. All right.
So Jordan, we're on you for 2 picks.
When you ask me who my next pick, I just want to say, in the tradition of Luthez, in the tradition of Jack Briscoe of the Briscoe Brothers, of Dory Funk of Terry Funk, of the man who will never die, as the real Nature Boy Buddy Rogers upstairs tonight, from the Harley Races and the Barry Windhams to the Ric Flairs, I accept this pick. Wait a second. Kerry Von Erich, the fat man himself, Dusty Rhodes. Tonight, this is it. God, that's beautiful. And Ricky Steamboat, they can all kiss my ass. I'm picking up Shane Douglas.
No, it's they can all kiss my ass. They throw it down. Yeah, the franchise, Shane Douglas.
In case Jacob was confused.
Jacob,
So
I'm sure
lost.
Jacob didn't know what he's talking about. No, that is his famous
What's going on?
anti-NWA promo where he won the NWA title, threw it on the ground, and proclaimed himself the new ECW champion, not the NWA champion, because they had a little crossover there for a while, and it caused a big stink. With Dennis Corluzzo. But yeah, the franchise Shane Douglas. Yeah, that's a good pick. Another guy who Dean Douglas did not get over as well in WWF.
A Matt Striker before Matt Striker.
Right. All right, JPO.
And then up next, I think we need a little bit of we're taking over Stevie Richards. I want Stevie Richards.
All right. Stevie Richards, yeah.
I know who that is.
Worked a couple of shows with that guy in Orlando. Really cool dude.
Yeah.
Hey, he popped up a show with him too.
The dude's like in his 50s and he's ripped. And
he looks great. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
He doesn't age that much. He still looks good.
Probably
because he just had a whole career of working like 3-minute matches and didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
So he can still walk around. He still looks good. Still has a name.
And you know what? If I don't know if we'll talk about the Dr. Stevie character in TNA, underrated. I thought he did the best of what he could do.
I have that action figure somewhere. Oh, he just got shoved down by Raven. What a dick.
All right, Richie, what do you got?
All right. There's I could go with a few options here. I'm gonna go with a kind of underrated wrestler. Guy who lost too soon. I'm gonna go Chris Candido.
Yeah.
God damn it! I picked Stevie to fight him, Richie. God damn it!
I was gonna say I could also fuck you with the Stevie's pick, but you can get anyway. I could have said that. Now that I've said that,
I'm fine if it's just him by himself. I'm fine. But then you did pick my opponent.
Yeah.
I was like, no one's gonna pick Candido.
Chris Candido. There you go. Yeah, Chris Candido. All right, Jacob.
I'm gonna go with a guy who I think is also a really good worker. I'm gonna go with Kid Cash.
Yeah,
nice.
He was pretty high up on my list, actually. He was awesome. He had some amazing dives back in the day. If you ever find a compilation,
Scorpio, anyone?
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah,
be a good match.
I was gonna say if that's your match, that's it right
good.
there.
Yep.
All right, good. I wasn't sure.
All right.
I'm not sure about anything tonight. I don't know if you guys picked up on that yet.
All right. So it's back to me. I got a double. Let's see what I can do here. He's really entertaining back in the day. Another guy who's kind of, you can put him in there with just about anybody. I think it'd be fun. I'm going to take Little Spike Dudley.
I was thinking about him too.
That was my next pick. I should have taken him here. Dang it.
So Little Spike Dudley.
Shout out to Impact, by the way. Where, I think it was at the pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view, where Josh Alexander's wife came to the ring and hit Bully Ray with an acid drop. That was quite funny.
Nice. And then I'll take another Lucha guy. I'll take Psychosis.
Oh god damn it!
I mean, you shouldn't. He picked Ray. He knew it was coming.
I know. I
got options though. I might not necessarily put him up with Psychosis. We'll see.
Oh.
I've got options on my roster.
You could have a sweet ass 3-way if you wanted to.
I could have a sweet 3-way. I could have another sort of match that they would have later. But if you take ECW era, it could be fun. There's a couple of ways I could go. I'm leaving my options open. We'll see. So LSD and Psychosis are my picks. All right. Back to Jacob.
Yeah.
About that.
I am very sure about everything tonight.
Yes. I'm really interested in your later picks, Jacob. We'll fact check you, though. It'll be all right. I kept my list. I'm sure it has just about everybody on it, so I'll fact check it.
Yeah. I will go with a Mikey Whipwreck.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm surprised he took this long to go, actually. Anyway.
Well, and that's a guy where there's options because, he teamed with Cactus Jack for a while. He had the Unholy Alliance with Tajiri for a while. That was an option I thought about for a tag team. It was a good tag team. That's a guy you could use a couple of different ways.
Yeah.
But he's
on my YouTube channel, you can see clips of him and Jerry Lynn doing a seminar, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, Mikey Whipwreck's a good pick though. All right, back to Richie.
And then I got their autographs and lied and said it was for someone else.
There's one luchador I can think of that's still on here. He might be a bit of a pain in the ass backstage, but whatever. He'll be entertaining. I'm gonna go Hoover 2 Guerrero.
Go for the juice.
The juice.
Yeah.
Guerrera.
Yep. Hoover 2 Guerrero. Guerrero.
Yes, Anthony.
Like gangsta Guerrero. All right. JPO. What's your next two picks?
Alrighty. This kind of helped, I think, save this guy's career. Nice little run in ECW. What do we want? This is what everybody wants. A little bit ahead. Al Snow.
Al Snow.
I will take next. And then I will go for... I'm going to go for... I'm going to go for Easy Money.
Oh, you killed one of my potential mid-card tag teams.
Yeah.
I might have taken Hot Commodity with him and Julio De Niro. Yeah. As a sort of a maybe like an opening tag team sort of thing, you know what I mean? So, all right, you killed that.
Easy Money. Is
Easy Money.
Easy
okay.
Money. Yeah. The letters Easy Money. Yeah.
I figured, but
Yes. I'm surprised you took him as a singles wrestler. I really like that tag team with De Niro, Hot Commodity.
I do too. I'm set on I've got my one tag. I'm not good for singles in 3 ways.
Gotcha. All right, Al Snow and Easy Money. Richie.
Hey, Pez, who's on TV right now? It's like a girl Spike Dudley. I'm confused.
I don't know. I'm not watching TV. How should I know?
Right. Well, you should be here. All right, Richie.
I'm not watching your TV. How the fuck would I know?
I thought you would know a character that was like Spike's girlfriend or sister. I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway,
Holly.
It's ECW, Richie. Pay attention, Richie.
Oh, Spike had a girlfriend? I don't remember that at all. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. All right, never mind. Moving on, Richie.
Anyway, it's fine. Look. I think this guy's. I'm gonna preface saying this guy isn't great, but look, he was entertaining, and I've got a plan for him, and he did have an ECW run. So, my next pick is Sid Vicious, Psycho
Sid Vicious. Okay.
Sid Vicious.
Yeah. He was good in his couple of years. He just came out and chokeslammed people to death and powerbomb people to death, and then walked away. Yeah. It was pretty entertaining for what it was.
No joke. I've been going back
properly. It could be something.
I've been going back through all their pay-per-views, and I just got to Sid. I was like, I'll take him next.
Well, I mean, it's like,
never mind.
Hey, you're talking to the guy who drafted Andy Kaufman, okay? Like, I can have a plan. You know what I mean? Like for something. So yeah, hey, I get it. All right, Jacob.
Yeah, let me find someone. This guy keeps popping up, so he must have been kind of decent. Taz's cousin, Chris Chetty.
You drafted him as a singles guy. He also had a pretty successful tag team as well. I'll just put that out there if you need a tag team.
I have two.
Nova and Chris Chetty.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them pop up too. But
okay, you can take Chris Chetty as a single. That's fine. Yeah. He was a rising star, and then he had like a knee injury he was out for like a year, and then he came back for like a little bit, and then ECW went out of business. But he was a decent little worker. Yeah. Chris Chetty. All right. Okay.
He's only 48. Wow.
All right, so I'll dig in here and see what I can find. I have a plan here. I'm going to take Big Dick Dudley.
All right.
Rest in peace, because he passed away not long after ECW. But
you may or may not steal my plan. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I'll have to look at your roster and see. All right. So I'll take Big Dick Dudley, and then I don't know. I'll put together something else eventually. Let's see. Maybe I'll have another tag team thing. Let's see. I'll take the tag team. No, scratch that. Well, maybe. Okay. I'll take the tag team of Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, who worked a couple pay-per-views here and there. Hayabusa, really talented dude, unfortunately broke his neck in Japan and cut his career short.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna need you to type that in the private chat so I can copy it over.
You got it.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna try.
All right, Hayabusa.
Thank you, JPO.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki.
Guess I could have figured out Hayabusa.
Jinsei Shinzaki was in WWF for a cup of coffee.
It's Hakushi.
Hakushi, yeah. The guy with
okay.
all those tattoos all over the
Yeah.
place, all over his face and shit. Yeah, he was there for a minute.
That was your third, Jacob. That's his 13th, right?
That's my 12th.
12.
Oh.
I had Big Dick Dudley at 11. Number 12, Hayabusa, Jinsei Shinzaki.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, and as I'm going back through these cards, there's a maybe I can pair them up again because Tommy Dreamer tagged with Jake Roberts at a November to remember in '98. So Jake Roberts will be my next pick.
Yep, Jake Roberts is eligible. Okay.
Another guy I know.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Richie.
Well, ECW wasn't known for its women's division, but this person was a badass, and I got a plan for her, so I'm going to pick Jazz.
Jazz, all right. Yeah, she held her own. Okay, that was number 12 for Richie. All right, 12 and 13 for JPO. Get it going.
All right, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to take C.W. Anderson is who I want.
Oh, man, he was on my list.
Yeah, he's a good worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any relation to Mr.?
No, I mean, he's more like the ECW version of Arn Anderson, basically. Essentially, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Next, we mentioned it before. Luckily, he was not taken because I do want him now. I want Nova. I do want Nova.
Oh man, that was my next. I was going to do it.
Nova, yeah, also known as Simon Dean. Yes.
But again, way cooler in ECW.
Yes, way cooler. He was like a superhero gimmick in ECW. Yeah, Supernova.
Sweet moves, yeah,
he was a good worker. And when he came back from his injury, barely before ECW, when our business skills t-shirt 2001, he was ripped as shit. If you go back to look, he got super ripped. It's like when Bubba Ray Dudley came in for One Night Stand 2005, and he was jacked. He'd been in the gym for 6 months. You could tell. Yeah, he was super ripped. But yeah, that was a good pick. All right, Richie.
All right. This dude, again, another underrated guy. He's on this list that I'm looking at, so why not pick him? I'm going to pick Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
Yeah. Dr. Death.
Okay.
Yep. Dr. Death. Pick. All right. Jake, find anybody else in your research?
Oh, man. There is a guy who is on my original list whose name I have not heard yet. But if he's already been picked by a different name, because apparently they do that in wrestling, they change names a lot. And he was on a list of the 50 whatever from 10 years ago. It's a guy named Simon Diamond.
Yeah, Simon Diamond. So I'll get your opinion on this one, JPO. Simon says, ripping Simon Diamond, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit there. Yeah, all right. I love Simon.
Homage.
I love Simon Says, but a little bit of rip. Yeah. Yeah, he was an okay, entertaining sort of mid-card guy. Yeah, Simon has a problem. All this stuff, yeah. So,
I liked him. I even liked him in TNA.
Yeah, he's a good, entertaining dude. All right. So 2 picks for me. Again, I got to go strategic a little bit. I'm going to take one more tag team. I will take the tag team of Taka Michinoku and Dick Togo.
Oh, man. I was literally... I'm like, I was going to pick Taka Michinoku. I can use him as a singles.
Yeah, I'm going to take Taka and Dick Togo as a tag team.
Dick to go, it says.
Yeah. Kind of the Kai and Tai guys. Yeah, they were on Barely Legal. Yeah.
Holy shit! Are you doing Hayabusa and Jinsei versus Taka and Dick?
Maybe.
That's an interesting one.
That's a good match. It's a good Japanese match right there, and they can talk to each other, so that helps. All right, So that's one of my tag team, or my other tag team pick, basically. Let's see who else I could pull for the singles roster that might be interesting. I'm gonna pull. I thought an underrated guy near the end who I really like is a guy named Confederate Currency Chris Hamrick. He's a really talented worker who didn't have a lot of time to become a star, but he's really good.
He had some controversy in GCW recently.
Is he still working?
He's still working. He grabbed the mic and started saying some words that are kind of outlawed now. Sure. And one of the other wrestlers just grabbed him and was like, "Nah, we're fucking done." And then they wrestled the match. You're fucking done, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know because that dude looked 40 when he was like 30. So
yeah. You would have been if you had said that dude retired back in 2000, you would have believed it. Yeah.
And that was Chris.
Confederate Currency Chris Hamrick.
Like ham and Rick, like
Hamrick.
Ham.
Yeah.
Ham as in yummy ham.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put that in the.
All right. Still researching because apparently I didn't do enough for the show. I'm very prepared, guys.
Yeah, I dug deep. There's still a good amount of people to choose from. Oddly enough, I'll run them down if some of the people don't get picked at the end, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe
we picked a lot of the big regulars, but like there's a lot of one-offs you could pick or kind of lower card.
I've got some good mid-carders too.
I got some mid-carders that I could go.
No one will get to.
Yeah.
Maybe I do a second tag team match because I'm looking. I don't think this tag team has been picked yet.
There's a good tag team. One good tag team.
There's one more really good one that nobody's taken yet. There's actually a couple of good ones.
There's a couple of good ones. Yeah.
I'm not sure who you mean.
Are we all thinking of the pit bulls?
I wasn't. I actually wasn't.
I actually wasn't, but cool.
Yeah, but that's an old school like
tag
team that nobody's taken yet. They were big for back in the day. Yeah.
What I read, like again, I'm just going based off what I'm reading, what I'm seeing here. I'm not.
You only have one. You only have one match so far, tag team wise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you said two tag teams. Okay.
Well, I have two tag teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you can take the pit bulls, you got three. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. And remember, they teamed together. I could throw Tommy Dreamer and Jake Roberts back together. I don't know if that's how I'm going to use Tommy Dreamer, though.
So you drafted them separately, but you can put them together?
I thought that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not what we said. That's why I was saying you only have two teams even now.
No, Jacob has Dudley's Public Enemy and
Pitbull. No,
you do have the Dudleys.
Yeah, yeah. No, I took the Dudleys first overall.
He's got Dudley's Public Enemy and Pitbulls right now.
No, and we never discussed that. We discussed that if you draft a tag team, you have to use them as a tag team. You can't split them up. We never mentioned anything about using singles as singles.
I guess I'll allow that just because all it does is kind of snipe a pick from you. It only hurts you more than us. Kind of.
Yeah, that's fine.
Also, I really this one doesn't really matter to me because I'm an ECW fan. So
I'll let you do that. This
is more for you guys.
If you want to do the opposite, that's fine. But you can't break up a tag team. But if you want to take two of your singles guys and throw them in a random tag team match, I'm fine with that. Well, ECW did that kind of shit anyways on their shows where people just run out and start a match and it's just
Well, I was looking at the tag titles before. Like, what is it like? Both Awesome and Tanaka had like weird partners for a minute.
Yeah, it's like he would Tanaka would partner with like Just Incredible or something, and like Awesome would pair up with like Jerry Lynn.
So what's gonna happen is Tommy Dreamer and Jake Roberts will go 1-on-1, and the Pitbulls are gonna come out and be like, "Hey, we're upset that we're not on the card." Boom, 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 and like,
"Hey, you say that," but there's a lot of ECW matches where that's the kind of shit they would do and just like start a match. Like Guilty as Charged has a big scrum where there's like the opening match, like the Baldies come out, like the whole thing goes, and then like Nova comes out, does a run in, and then Chris Hammer comes in, and then they just start having a singles match just out of nowhere. It's very, very strange.
You can also very much do a triple threat tag too. It's possible.
Yeah. You can do a three-way tag match. Yeah.
All right, that was also my mind.
Getting back to Richie for 14.
This is a tag team I thought you were going to bring up, and they're not known for being an ECW, but I thought you were going to steal them because I thought that you would have seen them in the research. But I only go the Steiner brothers.
Yeah, you can take the Steiners.
No, they haven't popped up yet.
They were in there in 95. The Steiners popped up. Yes, they are eligible. All right. And JPO, 14 and 15.
Another one who was more of a talker than a wrestler, but still has some memorable moments. Brian Pillman, I want to take.
Yeah.
And also with that, another sadly R.I.P. too. Louis Piccoli, I want to pick.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick actually.
Yeah, he's an underrated little mid-card guy.
Yeah.
Louis Piccoli.
I was wondering what Spicoli was doing after Fast Times.
He's an ECW alumni.
Yeah, and that's why Tommy Dreamer, after he passed away, would call his DVD the Spicoli Driver in honor of him when he passed away. Yes.
I honestly might not have ever pieced that together until just now.
Well, there you go. A little piece. You learn something new every day. Richie, back to you.
So what number pick is this?
This is number 15, so 4 picks left.
All right. Well, I need
for
someone
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I need someone for Jazz, so I'm gonna go Angelica, who's Lita.
Lita?
Uh,
All right. Yeah, Lita was in there for a little bit. Okay, back to Jacob.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I love this. This was such a great idea. One that I have absolutely prepared for. I'm gonna bring this up to you guys because I know he we veto it. We mentioned one valet / manager. How do we feel about me taking Paul Heyman as a manager? Because I know
you can take Paulie Dangerously as a manager.
You can take Paulie Dangerously, yeah. That counts.
Absolutely.
He did stuff, he did stuff.
Well, I would say Heyman also cut promos like at the beginning of the shows. Like he could just make Heyman.
No,
I'll take Paulie.
He hit people with cell phones back in 1983.
Yeah. Well, and even later on, like he introduced a couple of shows too.
Yes.
And they would cut promos on TNN and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. No, that definitely counts for sure.
Yeah, that was 1,000% my plan. So yeah.
Paul Lee, was definitely a manager pick for sure. All right, so I will go with maybe I'll just kind of put together some sort of mid-card action here. So I will take. Looking at my list here. I will take Papi Chulo, S.A. Rios.
S.A. Rios, yeah.
Yeah. But his name there was Papi Chulo.
Mr. Aguilar, so.
Yeah. But he was S.A. Rios in WWF. There, I'll put it in the chat real quick. Hang on. Papi Chulo. There you go. All right. I'm going to plan for him. And then, let's see. I need to start putting together maybe like one other match. I will take... Tracy Smothers.
Son of a... You took all my Italians. Damn it. I thought that would be a last rounder for me.
Yeah.
So everybody gonna die.
Because I'm kind of like, now that I'm near the end, I'm trying to like put my card together actually and put some people together. So that's what I'm doing.
No, this is a perfect number 2 match.
Because I can wait on I have options for my manager, so I can wait till like my last pick on that. I've got
that's definitely my last pick.
I've got several options for that, so that's fine. Jacob. All right, back to you.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
What the fuck is that? It hurt.
Okay, just because I need people. I believe he went by Primetime Brian Lee.
Nice.
Yeah, you can take Brian Lee. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Richie.
All right.
All right.
He's going to come out as the fake Undertaker again.
Yeah, right. All right, Richie, you're number 16.
All right. I'll go with a guy. Couldn't realize it was in ECW. He's only made a couple of appearances. I'm gonna go with Aaron O'Grady, who is Crash Holly.
Yeah. Yeah, Crash Holly.
Aaron O'Grady.
Yeah. Yeah, Crash Holly. All right. JPO, 2 of your last 3 picks, 16, 17.
Alrighty, let's see here. Go back to the drawing board a little bit. Yes, I will do this. I'm gonna again not as a tag team, but I am gonna pick Julio De Niro.
Okay.
And then finally, right towards the end of ECW, there they had continued on, and he would have been a little bit more. Michael Shane.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels' cousin.
Oh, you mean Matt Bentley? Matt Bentley.
Yeah, Matt Bentley. Well, he's Michael Shane at this point, but yes.
And who was the one before it?
Julio De Niro. D-I-N-E-R-O. Julio De Niro. Yeah.
And you're all gonna get to pick your special guy before I do. Damn it. All right, Richie. I believe this is Richie's last normal pick, or unless he goes for the
yeah, Richie's got 2 picks left, so you can go a wrestler, a manager, or you could draft 2 managers if you want, or 2 valets. Like that's an option. You know, you're not limited to one if you want to do that.
There is one big manager that no one's taken. And so, do I pair him with somebody? But yeah, I've got this idea for Sid that I haven't done. Okay, I guarantee you no one's going to take this pick, but I'll just take it because I gave away it for the undoing. It's going to be just a ridiculous match. My next pick is 911.
Okay. Yeah, 911.
Battle of the Chokeslams.
Yeah, why not?
You good? Yeah, a choke slam match.
It's going to be a horse fight, as you will. Just a big burly man.
All right. In my research, I have discovered that this guy wrestled 3 times for ECW.
You're going to pick the guy I almost picked, I bet you. Yeah.
All in the year 2000.
Okay, no.
It looks like they were house shows, though. Are we?
That's fine. Because this probably might be what I'm thinking of.
I'm taking Scott Hall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Scott Hall counts for sure.
Yep, wrestled 3 times in 2 days.
Yep. Yeah, all house shows, but there's footage of it. You can get RF video shit of like Scott Hall and ECW. Yeah, it's all there. So I pretty much have a card. I'm going to take 2 managers for my last 2 picks.
You're going to take the one I almost. You're going to take the one I almost did.
So I'm going to have Mike Awesome managed by Judge Jeff Jones because he was for the period there, and pretty much he just put a judge's robe on and passed him tables. That's pretty much all he ever did. That's fine. And I'm going to manage the FBI, Big Sally Granziano.
Okay, it's not what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. You can just say Jacob Big Sal.
It's actually he's one of the guys Scott Hall fought. He lost to him at the end.
I don't want him as a wrestler. Let's just put it that way. He was much better when he would just hang out in FBI matches, sneak in the ring, squash somebody, and then roll back out. That was like his best shit when he would just kind of do stuff, here and there. So, but that's who I'm taking. So those are my last 2: Judge Jeff Jones and Big Sal. All right. Back to you.
All right. Man, I don't know where to go. You know what? I have the Dudleys. I'll take Sign Guy Dudley.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can take him. Yep. Lodi before Lodi, basically. Not Lodi, the guy, but he was like doing the sign thing before Lodi.
Doing the sign thing,
Yeah. His name was, and for a while he was doing a Paul Heyman ripoff where he was Louis Dangerously as well.
Yeah.
I looked him up too.
Same person. Louis Dangerously is signed Guy Dudley. So yeah.
I looked him up too. He is the current director of marketing and public relations for Cirque du Soleil in Las Vegas.
Ooh, maybe I could go meet him in a month. I'll go find him and meet him.
As well as the vice president of marketing for Anthem Entertainment.
I'll go to one of the Cirque shows and hold up a sign that says "Signed Guy Dudley." See if I can find him and meet him. Because I'm going to Vegas in a couple of weeks. All right, Richie, your final pick.
I could go with a manager that's very obvious that's not picked yet, or I could go with a guy who I think was quite underrated in wrestling.
I would take the manager nobody takes yet. You got a guy that he would pair.
Wait, if you have 911 wrestling, you have to take a manager right now.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah, you drafted him as a wrestler. Or, well, I mean,
if you're making that a match, is what I'm saying. Even if you're making that a segment, you could make this a wrestler.
No. I'll make it a yeah. So I'm going to take a manager. So I mean, there's a couple of managers here, but there's one that I don't know sticks out. I'm going to go Sinister Minister.
Okay. Yeah. Still working, right? Jim Mitchell down in Florida?
Jim Mitchell. Yeah, he appears in Impact a lot.
I was going to say he's actually doing NWA stuff right now.
Yeah. I've seen him pop up even recently. Yeah, he's still working. We tried to get him in USWA to manage like Dagon Breaks for a little while. We were trying to get him because he lived like an hour away or something. We tried to coax him in there, but he's a good manager. All right, JPO, your final pick. Round it out.
All righty. I mean, we said it before. Got to go for that stud muffin, Joe Gertner.
Okay.
That'll be my little specialty. He do intro, do commentary, whatever you need him for.
He doesn't take Bill Alfonso for RVD. Interesting.
No, because honestly, hot take, possibly, fucking hate it. That was
no. I almost agree. Like it works for like the gimmick or whatever, like him throwing in the chairs. He was really good at that. But if he would ease off the fucking whistle every now and then, Jesus
honestly,
Christ.
Man. And I met him, sweet guy, love him.
Yeah, sweet guy, but ease off that shit.
Just put Robert Nam in a great match. I don't need the goddamn whistle.
I would say it would have worked better if it was a gimmick. If like he used the whistle to get RVD's attention to like pass him a chair, that would be cool. Like he blows the whistle, throws him the chair, so a chair's coming. That does something. That would have been a cool gimmick. But like he just constantly did it and like took attention away from the match. And it's like ease up on it.
It went past the entertaining to annoying.
Yeah, I got you.
For me anyway. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So,
and I'll just say this: we all get Joey Styles, right? We all get him.
Yeah,
we all get him.
Yeah, we all get him. You want me to run it down and kind of recap a little bit here? So,
go for it.
JPO takes RVD, Mr. Monday Night. The Impact players of Just Incredible and Lance Storm. The Eliminators of Perry Saturn and Terry Bam Bam Gordy. We get Sabu or
John Kronos.
Right? John Kronos. I'm sorry. Terry and Dr. Death paired up for a little while. Sorry. I've got those mixed up. So Sabu, Rhino, Steve Corino, Dusty Rhodes, Shane Douglas, Stevie Richards, Al Snow, Easy Money, C.W. Anderson, Nova, Brian Pillman, Luis Piccoli, Julio De Niro, Michael Shane, and Joel Gertner as a manager. Richie's got Taz, Raven, Jerry Lynn, the tag team of Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, the Triple Threat, Sandman, Super Crazy, Balls and Axel, the Chair Swinging Freaks, the Gangstas, New Jack and Mustafa, Chris Candido, Juventud Guerrera, Sid Vicious, Jazz, Dr. Death, the Steiners, Lita, Angelica, whatever you want to call her.
Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality. Yeah, several names. Aaron O'Grady, a.k.a. Crash Holly, 911, and the Sinister Minister as a manager. Jacob Barber, with his last-minute research, still got a solid little lineup here. But he got a good pick, number one. He got the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. That's a great pick. Public Enemy, Tommy Dreamer, Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Steve Austin, Too Cold Scorpio, Kid Cash, Mikey Whipwreck, Chris Chetty, Jake Roberts, Simon Diamond, the Pitbulls, Paulie Dangerously, Brian Lee, Scott Hall, and Sign Guy Dudley. And then I took for mine Mike Awesome, Masato Tanaka, Yoshihiro Tajiri, Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, Rey Mysterio, the FBI of Little Guido and Tony Mamaluke, Danny Doring and Roadkill, Little Spike Dudley, Psychosis, Big Dick Dudley, the tag team of Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, the tag team of Taka Michinoku and Dick Togo, Confederate Currency, Chris Hamrick, Papi Chulo, a.k.a. S.A. Rios, Tracy Smothers, Judge Jeff Jones, and Big Sal in those manager roles. So should I roll over any of the unused ones from my note app here?
I've got a couple. I've got a couple of things. I'll just mention the one that I was like, trying if I could pick it up a wrestler. It's one that's who's underrated, who you don't realize because he's had a comedy character the whole time. But Matt Bourne, who's Doink the Clown. Matt Bourne's a really good wrestler.
Oh yeah. No, he's a solid wrestler.
And I was thinking of the Rock and Roll Express as well.
Yeah, the Rock and Roll Express was they worked some of the Eastern Championship Wrestling shows, so they were definitely eligible. The other ones I have on the list that didn't get picked up, but nobody picked up the Great Sasuke, a great Japanese wrestler. Somebody could have picked him up. Conan and Laparca, two of the other luchadors that nobody picked up. Kind of came in that same time that Hoovy and Ray and all those guys came in. Bobby Eaton of the Midnight Express worked some single stuff in ECW. Good solid worker. The original Sheik was in there back in the early days. So he had good brawls. Hector Guerrero milling around there in the early days. Marty Jannetty worked a couple of shows. So he was available. Christopher Daniels did some house shows.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I saw that.
So I really want to give back my Chris Chetty pick now.
Yeah.
I almost picked him.
So yeah, he didn't really make any TV appearances, as far as I could tell, but he did some house shows.
Right. He jobbed a Rhino on TV at least.
Yeah, at least one time. Yeah, he was mostly a house show guy, but yeah, just for a little while. Before he moved on, Arn Anderson makes some things. Johnny Swinger, another mid-card guy, milling around there. Let's see. That's most of my stuff. A couple of managers that didn't get picked up. Bill Alfonso, obviously. And some valets. You got your Dawn Marie, Francine, Electra, a couple of those rolling around. And if you wanted to pick up for, the Impact players, you could have either picked up Dawn Marie or Jason Knight, the most handsome man in the world. Jason Knight. Or you could have had Cyrus.
Very unnecessary.
Yeah,
Jason.
Cyrus as well could have been a personality for somebody. And
I did. My Dawn Marie might have been like my last. All right,
sure, if you wanted to, but Francine was actually a pretty big star she's probably the best, biggest star as far as valets go. Or if you had Tommy Dreamer and had Beulah McGillicuddy, you could have done that.
I've got a couple on the tag teams and the mid carders. Chili Willy, I have said before. All of the Baldies, if anyone want to go, DeVito, Angel, or Vic Grimes. Johnny Swinger, as you mentioned, JT Smith, Hack Myers, Ian Rotten, Jack Victory. Scotty Riggs had a nice little run, and speaking of luchadors, Super Carlo also had a couple matches.
And Christian York and Joey Matthews, good little tag.
That was my tag team. That was the tag team I was thinking, because there again we're like pretty like those last 6 months were
they were rising stars. They were probably given another 6 months they would have had the belts at some point. Like given another 6 months they would have
probably
but
they're on that last pay-per-view.
They are on the last pay-per-view working the opening match. But they were up and comers. Joey Matthews obviously was Joey Mercury. And Christian York,
I've always been a Matthews fan too.
Yep.
I should have picked Big Grimes just so that New Jack can throw him off the thing again.
Right. Well, in ECW, they fell off the fucking balcony, and that's when New Jack screwed his eye up for life.
XPW is where Jack tried
XPW did murder.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Richie's show, Jack does kill him.
Yeah, right. Maybe so. We'll take all those. And we'll return with a fantasy card that we'll put together. However you want to do it, maybe 6 to 8 matches, however it works out, whatever you want to do with your roster, whoever you want to do as your, obviously pair your manager up with somebody, or if you just have somebody coming out and doing a run-in, come and doing a spot, whatever you want to do. We'll put those cards together and see what happens.
Yeah. So you're going to copy and paste them into the chat or whatever, just because I don't want me to remember everybody.
Or I can send it to everybody individually. I can send your list if you want.
Send it individually. Just because.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. I have one question because I know we excluded them for good reason. But if you had to include one WWE ECW guy in your roster, one guy that you think would fit with like the overall like what you were going for.
CM Punk.
You pick.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
God damn it. I raised my hand. I was patient.
Jordan.
All right, fine. Kurt Angle, if I can't have CM Punk.
Kurt Angle almost went to ECW.
He made an appearance. He just didn't wrestle.
Because he got offended by the crucifixion thing.
So he was on their television show at one point. Jacob, who would you pick?
I'd probably pick Christian.
Christian, that's a good shout.
I think I would go for the sort of lucha division or whatever. John Morrison.
Yeah.
The guy I was thinking about him too, actually.
Yeah, John Morrison would kind of slide right in there with Super Crazy and Tajiri and all those guys and have really good matches. Like if you throw them in there, yeah, that's a good question. If you could pluck somebody from WWE ECW and throw them back into old school ECW, like who would work?
I'm being legit. We should do the WWE ECW draft someday. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
let's really challenge ourselves. Sylvester K, 12th round.
Jordan joked about it, but I think he'd probably fit all right in there. Yoshitatsu.
No, I mean some of those guys under different hands. Yeah, dude.
No, I think we could do a bunch of these like theme drafts. Like you could do the attitude.
I really like these.
Time period specific, drafts. You could do Ring of Honor, NXT. We could dive into like certain periods of TNA, early TNA, later TNA. We could do WWE ECW. We could do certain periods of WCW, Monday Night Wars periods, Vince Russo era kind of stuff. Whatever. Like we could do all kinds of stuff with these. These are a lot of fun. I dig it. It makes me do some research, but I like it's fun research. I like doing this. Yeah. I'm coming up with my long list of potentials. But yeah, I knew we would dig in there. Some a little more than others, but yeah, good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, so we will be back next week with those cards, as well as our predictions for next Saturday's Elimination Chamber event, which hopefully is finalized before SmackDown, because although this isn't one of their bigger pay-per-views, so they might on SmackDown.
We'll watch them do it. We'll watch them announce a match on the pre-show. You're like, God damn it!
Right. And
have they been doing SmackDown live lately, or is it still pre-taped, or is it mostly live now?
SmackDown, it's always live.
Yeah. Live? Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Back in the day, it was pre-taped. I don't watch it a lot currently, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I was thinking about 2002. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Back when it was Tuesday SmackDowns.
Yeah.
I always say in the promos, it was always funny because you knew they taped it on Tuesday, the day after Raw, and they'd go last Monday night on Raw. You mean last night?
Yeah. Well, that's what Rampage does. It's like last week. It's like you mean that very day. You take that
evening.
I remember one time for Raw, they were pre-taping because I think there was a holiday or something, but SmackDown hadn't happened yet, and so like there was, I think that Mark Henry came out with something that like spoiled what happened on SmackDown, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
How do you? Okay.
I remember the pre-tape SmackDown, just because not everyone picks up on things like this, but it was very obvious with the pre-tape SmackDown that the piped in cheers, like it was always the same noise.
It was always bad. Yeah. It was really bad. How about WCW used to pre-tape like 4 shows at Universal Studios in a row, like 4 Nitros in a row. Imagine trying to keep up with those storylines. WWE would tape sometimes a couple of Raws in a row, and then would be stuck with whatever they had already taped, whether or not if something happened, that's how you got the situation where Rick Rude was on Nitro and Raw on the same night. That's how you got stuff like that because of pre-tapes, and you would have those sort of crossovers. Infamous moments like that.
That's happened with a little indie talent with like a dark and enhancement talent on Raw or SmackDown now too.
Yeah, but you get situations like that where it's like I can't remember. I think there's a couple of times where they've taped 2 Raws, but one of the Raws they taped was after a pay-per-view. So like, unless you wanted to, unless you don't care about pay-per-view results, you'd watch.
What do we see in JPO?
Yeah. What is this? It's very shaky.
It's ECW on TNN, but I can't tell who it is. Is it Jerry Lynn?
You're muted.
You're muted.
So
I can't hear a goddamn thing because you're muted.
That's
Masato Tanaka, I think.
Also, Masato Tanaka
and Mike Awesome.
And Mike Awesome.
That might have been one of their TNN matches.
Yeah, it's your main event, Paz.
Oh yeah. Who says
they ran that back at one of the?
I got bigger stars maybe in the main event. We'll see.
Oh man.
I got 2 potential main events. I got to decide which one is going to headline.
Yeah. Did they run that match back at one of the one night stand events?
They did.
Yes.
The first.
So the one night stand match that they had was basically a greatest hits of every match they ever had. But done at 100 miles an hour with like every spot they've ever tried to do. And literally like no selling, just like table, DDT, Diamond Dust, which they botched by the way. I don't know how you botch a move you guys have done 800 times in a row, but they botched one of those. But yeah, it was essentially a greatest hits done in 9 minutes. of all the matches they ever had, essentially. But they were all fun. I have a whole RF video compilation. It's just RF video presents Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka every match they ever had in ECW. It's awesome. So they're all similar matches, but they're all great because it's just carnage every single time. It's awesome. So yeah.
Also, another guy in ECW that I didn't think anyone would pick, but I don't know, I almost picked him as a joke. Trevor Murdoch was in ECW as like one of the dubs. He was
stand up. Stand up is what you told me. Yeah,
stand up.
Stand up.
Wow.
Could have had Ron Simmons. Somebody could have had Ron Simmons.
Yeah, Ron Simmons was in there for a minute. Yeah, a couple of those old guys that just showed up.
Gangrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vampire Warrior, I think you were.
Vampire Warrior.
With Chris Chetty.
You're not stuck with Chris Chetty. You could have a nice mid-card match with Chris Chetty and Simon Diamond. There's your mid-card match.
There you go. That's
Simon Diamond and Chris Chetty is a match.
Yeah, but it's better when I know the people.
Yeah, that match probably happened in like 98 or 99 ECW on a mid-card somewhere. I can almost guarantee that match happened. So you could easily do that, Jacob. Simon Diamond versus Chris Chetty, your 6-minute mid-card match stuck somewhere in there, your bathroom break match. You could have that.
Also, another random one. Road Warrior Hawk, but not Animal. Road Warrior Hawk was in there.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, I don't want to take him.
Singles wrestler? No, he's not as marketable as a singles wrestler. Although, on the other hand, Bobby Eaton, I almost picked because he was actually a really good singles wrestler. So even back in the NWA days, like he was really good. He was in WCW for a while, like just as a singles guy. Old school worker.
Funny enough, Chetty and Simon never happened one-on-one, but a shit ton of tags. So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I knew they'd mix it up at some point.
A lot of Chetty and Novas with Simon and DeVito and different things.
Right, yeah, different mixtures of all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was probably one of those matches where everybody ran in and they just started a match randomly. Because that happens a lot. If you go watch those ECW pay-per-views from like 99 and every other match starts because people just start brawling and then the referee just rings the bell randomly and we just start a match. That's like half the pay-per-view. So
here's a weird one. They teamed together too once on Hardcore TV against Matthews and York.
Okay, so yeah, you got some built-in match, but you got some good talent on your roster, Jay. You could have some good matches. So you could definitely have a David versus Goliath, Mikey Whipwreck, Bam Bam Bigelow. That'd be fun. Just watch Bam Bam toss him, all the way across the ring, throw him into the third row, all kinds of good stuff. That'd be a lot of fun. Poor Mikey.
I don't
fucking murder him.
I don't want to spoil too much, but Bam Bam might.
Well, it could depend on which era Mikey take. Because if you take 1995, 1996 Mikey Whipwreck, that's pretty much all he did was shit like that.
They even joke like, we taught him.
But if you take fat Mikey Whipwreck from 1999, 2000, then he with red hair, he was a little more capable. So it depends on which era Mikey Whipwreck you take. You might want to watch some different stuff, Jacob. Pick which one you want.
Like Jacob said, main event: Bigelow versus Chris Chetty. Figure it out.
We'll see what happens.
And I guess the problem with booking Road Warrior Hawk, right, is that you could go, hey, I want you to do this hardcore spot, and then he would just no sell it. Because that's what he used to do. Yeah, there's been heaps of matches where he'd take a pile driver and just get right back up. It's like, that wasn't the match. He just didn't want to take the match.
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's right. When we do the NXT draft, I will feel much more comfortable.
NXT.
See, now that's going to be the one where I'll have to do some research because I was into that.
Okay, I'm not crazy. There is a chick who looks dressed up just like Spike right now. I don't know what's going on.
I can't really see.
She's getting hit by Awesome.
No, she's beating up Jeff Jones, and now Mike Awesome just beat.
Shit! Damn, Jesus Christ, he just killed her.
Oh shit!
They were checking for a pulse. That's what they were doing right there.
Oh, hey, I'm full too.
I guess if you turned up the volume, we could hear Joey say who that was, but I don't know who that was.
Oh, well, yeah, I could do that, but I was trying to.
Well, yeah, we don't want to get copyrighted, but I get it.
Yeah.
Could I have technically picked? She made appearances, but she's not a wrestler. Could I have technically picked Jasmine St. Clair?
Yeah.
She's on television.
She's on television.
Yeah, even on YouTube, it just says ECW, Spike Dudley's girlfriend versus Mike Awesome. Who is that?
Oh, that's funny.
What if that's what they introduced her as?
Spike came to the ring with his girlfriend, who was ECW's lighting director, Carrie Bollock.
Yeah, rig crew, production staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
She had,
couldn't find.
she had dentures, and the blood was gimmicked to work the fans.
Yeah, she's bleeding from that Mike Awesome clothesline just now.
So she had dentures, so she just ripped her dentures out like she did knock her teeth out, essentially.
Oh, okay. So they couldn't find an actual just a independent female wrestler.
Independent female wrestler? Yeah, I guess they just didn't exist in 1999. Yeah, I don't know who that was. I can tell you. Yeah, some production person that wasn't even a wrestler. So there's your answer. I had no idea what you're talking about. Cool.
All right. Well, this was mostly fun. The first 10 rounds were
you can say, Jacob, it was educational.
It was something.
I can't wait to see your card.
But
can't wait to see you really struggling when you do Ring of Honor.
Oh man, that's my sweet spot, dude. I watched every Ring of Honor from like 02 to like 2010.
Yeah, no,
if we keep it
the same amount of picks, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Are we doing Wrestling Society X?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Mute.
Every match is 2 minutes. Jack Evans versus what's his name?
Matt Sydal. That's your first ever match.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Just spot, exit. Horrible.
All right. Well, anyways, I will do fine with Ring of Honor because I feel like they had a.
Well, if we go do like the first 5 years, and again those last few rounds, you're gonna be like,
yeah,
is he IZZY? I guess I don't fucking know.
I take the Christopher Street connection.
Yeah,
I take
Mace.
Yeah, I take Special K, all 8 of them.
Yeah.
I'll take what's his name, the Storm Cradle driver guy, Quiet Storm.
Yeah, Quiet Storm. Gotta choose Chris Divine.
The SAT. I'll take.
You might know them.
Yeah, what's his name?
There's some great Special Ks. Yeah. Elax, Hydro, Dixie, Izzy, Deranged.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Yeah,
we definitely have to do a cutoff. You could do 2 eras of Ring of Honor, maybe up to like 2010, and then like then to now or something.
It's such a big roster, man. I like the 1 to 3 years idea. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Could essentially do the same with NXT as well because they've had quite a lot come through. So, but that's something that we can discuss off air. Jordan,
hi.
Tell the people about all the things. Just all the things.
Everything. All the things. Yes, over at the Pierce Code channel, we're currently having a tournament, movie trivia tournament. You'll see 2 out of 3 of these people there, or 3 out of 4 technically, because I'm going to play in that too.
Hey, you might see me just not playing.
Okay, you should co-host with me then. Sometime. As well as countdowns and other fun things. And then over at Wrestling Trivia, again, you'll see 3 fourths, but not the 3 that I just said previously. That one Jacob did say he'd be in. And so... And
I have to avenge my loss to Ryan McCormick.
Yes. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll get through I'll get through a second round eventually when you stop putting me against Michael Turner.
Michael Turner forever, you sucking dog. And here, the Movie Hero Network popping up sometimes, and
All right, Austin, I'm gonna mix it up. Austin, where can the people find you?
I just did a Full Metal random match for movie release dates that Richie was not in. Instead, he wrote some shitty filmography questions that I hated. Because otherwise, I probably would have tied with the guy who won. So that sucked.
Not as good as my Tarantino questions, were they?
Oh boy, yeah, your Tarantino, your non-hateful eight Tarantino questions. So yeah, I guess I'll let Jacob plug our show on Saturday. I'll at least leave him something. Be nice. Yeah, what do I got going on next week? I gotta pull up my calendar. Yeah, we got tier rank and fights, tournament fights. We got spy movies, De Niro, Pacino. That should be fun next Friday. I'm looking forward to that one. That's a good bracket. And then next Saturday night, the 18th, I'll be doing 2 shows with Wolfman. Before we get drunk, we'll talk Scream 3 for his Scream series leading up to Scream 6, because I'm a big defender of that movie. I know Richie is too, but I'm a big defender of that movie as well. And then we'll be doing our monthly mistake, is what we've been calling it, our drink along of My Bloody Valentine 3D. So that should be brutal. And then, I got other stuff I'm taping, but it's not out yet, so I'll just leave it at that.
Richie,
Yeah.
tell us about all this stuff.
All right. Yeah, you can find me on Tournament Fights. I think I'll be on the Spy Movies one. When's that again?
Monday night. Yeah.
Monday. I'll be on that. So yeah, be on that, and you can find me on Tier Ranker sometimes as well. You can find me doing wrestling trivia, combat wrestling trivia. I got on Chris Cass's Twitch channel. I've got a title shot. It's coming up soon, so hopefully come through there. You can catch me sometimes writing questions for Full Metal Random. You can catch me on just doing wrestling trivia and movie trivia here and in some of the tournaments sometimes. And I do a podcast with my friend Robert Cameron. We talk about Tubi. We just filmed the last episode we filmed was Frank and Hooker. A lot of fun.
I told you that was gonna be a fun movie. That's a fun movie.
That movie. No, I genuinely do like. It's not even ironically. I genuinely like that movie. That was fun. So wait till the episode comes out. But the last episode we uploaded was Calamity Jane's Revenge with Al Snow, which is very. Yeah, it's a movie.
With ECW alumni Al Snow.
ECW alumni Al Snow. So check that out. We've also got Humpty Dumpty coming up soon. The Curse of Humpty Dumpty. Check that out. And I'm around. So yeah,
I'll be in the theaters next Wednesday watching Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think that Fathom Events thing is next Wednesday night or something like that. I'll be in the theaters watching that. I'll report back.
Yeah, I mean, if that movie ever comes on Tubi, that's definitely a Tubi-rific movie. I feel.
Sure.
So I feel like
I know it's going to be terrible. I just want to see how bad it can get. That's all. Because it's not. There's no chance it's good, like legitimately good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah. As Austin said, he and I do a show this Saturday. We will be back, a podcast about movies. This time we will be doing our top 10 Marvel movies. So it's MCU and Marvel, all of it mixed together, because it's kind of a little warm up for the we will be doing a tier ranker of the MCU in a couple weeks after the release of Quantumania. So kind of in adjacent to that, we're just going to talk about Marvel in general. And so we don't know each other's lists. So that's going to be exciting to see where we differ and where we're kind of the same. So check that out. Saturday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. That should be a fun time. And we'll be back next week with our cards and our predictions for the Elimination Chamber event. And that should also be a fun time. So for Jordan, for Richie, for Austin, I am Jacob, and you know the drill. Don't do that, guys. That's not how it goes.
Actually, you can get oxygen to your eyes. It does help for your eye health, but that's like a condition that some people have where they don't get enough oxygen to their eyes. I just wanted to say that before we go off the air. I researched that because I thought about that meme.